What's up, y'all?
This is a tiger getting out.
Down on the corner, out in the street, Billy and the folk boys are playing. Bring a nickel, tap your feet. Episode number 7, 8, 9, run it back. First edition in 2020. We are in the year of the pattern. We could pattern our life after Jesus. We would have the posture of Jesus, and we would inhabit places like Jesus did. January, we did withdraw and return. Withdraw to look at Jesus, so we could return looking more like him. The second one we're in right now, that's why I sang one of my favorite songs of all time, is all about community, all about the gathering of the saints, all about opening our table to those around us. So the second pattern, temple to table and back again. There is a rhythm to the patterns of Jesus. He would withdraw and then return and then withdraw again. It wasn't one time and then he returned and did it all. He would withdraw, then return, and withdraw, and then return. Temple to table, same kind of idea, right? That the temple is meant to be a place where we reach our hands to Jesus in worship, restory our lives, and then the table is where we reach our hands to one another. So in Acts chapter 2, verse 46, 47, kind of where we've been hanging out, the daily discipline. There was a daily discipline. Think about that. They went to church daily, they went to each other's homes daily. I think we have it easy. Temple to table, temple to table, temple to table. And in Acts, Luke says this, he says that they shared their meals with joy and generosity, and people in general, not all of them, but in general, people liked what they saw, and people were added to the church daily. And here's my question, were they added in church or were they added on the way to church? Were they added at the table or on their way to the table? In other words, what happens when we realize that the distance between the temple and the table is actually valuable? That the time between the temple to the table, on my way from the temple to the table, is when I see people and I bring people to the temple, to the table where they can see Jesus. I don't know if you've ever cleaned a pool or maybe a fish tank or some other area that you just cleaning, and what you do, you go back and forth with the net. Why? You get the water going one way, then you turn it and that stuff flows easy, and then you turn it and it flows easy again, and then you turn it and flow. There's something about going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What if it is the back and forth, the consistency, the regularity that people in general like what they see, and people are added to the church every day? Coffee shop we always go to, the restaurant we always go to, the grocery store we always go to, the workplace we always go to. What street do you inhabit that you can begin to help people see Jesus simply by walking back and forth between the temple where you lift your hands in worship and the table where you lift your hand in service and hospitality? Maybe, just maybe, that's when we begin to catch people. The distance between the temple to the table is the distance between people and seeing Jesus. You and I realizing that Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday night, Friday morning, all the different places we go matter. Did you just start the truck right in the middle of Daddy's video?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about Jesus' life, right? Jesus came to seek and save, and he did it by eating and drinking. But Jesus was on the street all the time. That's where you see most of his healings. It's where you see him preaching the most. It's where you see him interacting with people. And along the way, he would say, hey, Zacchaeus, I'm going to come to your house tonight. Hey, let's go grab a meal together. Hey, why don't you join me on this journey? I think that's where we do life with people. The table for Jesus was never about just getting the Christians together. It was all about getting the people that needed a place to belong, that needed a place to feel welcome, that needed a place to do life together. So our tables are about getting bigger, not smaller. They're about becoming more inclusive, not more exclusive. They're about making sure that people find a place, that they have a chair that is saved for them. I love you guys. Let's get in on this temple to table. Go check out the full message. Get to a dinner party, and we'll see you Sunday in church. What are you doing?